Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Navadine here. If you're new, there's something for everyone here, so come one, come all. And if you're a long time subscriber, me love you like cook food. And if you know me, me love my cook food.
Personality, everything you do makes me love everything about you. Your smile, your style, so fly.
So we're just gonna jump straight into my video where I'm gonna show you the perfumes in my collection that actually have a reasonable dent. I've only had my collection for a year, but I do have a good amount of perfumes, and I had some that I decluttered and yada yada yada. When you have a lot of perfumes, it's hard to get a good dent in any of them because you're probably switching out perfumes so often. Like when I fall in love with one of my perfumes in my collection, that's all I wear. Like every day I get up and I just feel like wearing that. So we're just gonna jump straight into the video. The first perfume that I'm gonna mention is the REPLICA's Coffee Break. Looks like that. This is just a 30 ml size. So this is my smallest dent based on the bottle. If it's not even halfway, that means it's not even 15 ml of it used. However, I used it for a short period of time and this is what it got me. I was just really in love with this when I first got it. And I was like, oh, I wish I got a bigger bottle. I didn't buy it. My sister gifted it to me. But I really wished that I had a bigger bottle. But with so many perfumes, a 30 ml bottle is great for me. You know that this is meant to smell like coffee potent. I mean, well, that's what a lot of us thought because it is called Coffee Break. The coffee is not strong in this. You know what this actually reminds me of? Recently, I smelled REM and the dry down in it to me, or maybe it's the lavender in it, that really reminds me of this. This has something else in there that elevates it and makes it a bit more strong, a bit sexier in daytime. But something in that smells similar. I know that has lavender in there, so it could just be that my nose is picking up the lavender in it, but it's the way it's done. It really reminds me of it. It just has some similarities in it to me, whereas I have likened this to Black Opium, but they do smell very different. That one is very creamy and everything, but it gave me the same kind of vibe. That's sexy, but this is like in your face, sexier and stronger as well. I really enjoy this. For me, Jazz Club leaned more masculine. Even though I really like that scent, I don't feel like wearing that. I feel like this is more up my alley if I wanted something that smells a little bit daring and a little bit borderline masculine or unisex. I would have it. This is my sexiest unisex fragrance. So that's one that has a dent in there. All my fragrances, by the way, right now have a bit of a dent in there. But I'm only going to show you the ones that are reasonable or like very noticeable. The next fragrance I wear a lot. This is what I wear when I feel for a sweet coconut fragrance. I think I only have two, but this is really nice and it does smell sweet and candy. Like it has whipped cream in there as well. You definitely pick up that with the coconut. It's really nice. I wear this all year round, daytime and nighttime. I just love this. This is an easy reach, and this was the first fragrance that I think I put a dent in there. This is about halfway through and this is 100 ml. So I really love this. Sweet, easy reach fragrance, but it doesn't smell juvenile. So if you're looking for a fragrance that's not expensive but also smells good and you would enjoy it, unless you have a problem with coconut or whipped cream, this is really nice. Not too sweet, doesn't give me a headache or anything. The next fragrance that has a dent in it is my Beyonce Heat Wild Orchid. It's not a huge dent given the top of the bottle is much thinner. But this is the 100 ml and it has a lot in there. I haven't reached for this recently, but I do quite enjoy this, and this does smell different from my other fragrances. This is a berry potent fragrance, but it's not just strawberries and everything. I think it has boysenberry in there. I'm not sure if it has plum or pomegranate, but this really has exotic fruits in there. It smells really good. I really like it, but it does remind me of like a kid's bubble bath. I don't know if it's because the bubble bath also had like this pink or purple color. It really had this color when you would pour it out. It was just really nice. This is something that I really reach for after a bath. Go figure. And I love it. I like it to go to bed with, and it would just be a chilled day to wear this. Nothing crazy, nothing too serious. All these fragrances that have a dent in there are fragrances that aren't anything serious. Obviously, that's why I would reach for them more often, because it's just something that you just grab and go. You don't have to be going to a special occasion to wear it. So that's this one. The next fragrance is Burberry Her, and I really love this fragrance. I really enjoy this. This is very potent, very airy, very light, and they're different, though they have the same vibe, and everyone compares, you know, the same 3 fragrances together. I'm not gonna name them. But this is coconut leaning and this is very berry leaning. So I really love this, and this is my favorite girly flirty scent. I get up and I wear this like so much, and I enjoy it, and this lasts very long, and I smell it on me all the time. It smells so good, nothing serious. But I would also wear this on a date. I don't know what happened, why I didn't include the lost perfumes that I'm about to show you in this video, but this is Day for Women by Jeremy Fragrance. I would say it has an impressive dent. It's almost halfway through. I love this perfume. This is just a 50 ml, but I really enjoy this fruity fragrance. I keep forgetting to mention that it has this latex kind of smell, or like, yeah, like gloves, like rubber gloves or whatever, because there was something in it that's really putting me off, but I didn't know how to describe it, so I never ever mentioned it. And I find that more so in the Night for Women by Jeremy Fragrance. It's different from all the fruity perfumes that I have in my collection, but this is so pricey that I don't want it to finish because I can't see myself paying to get this again. I think all my fragrances, to be honest, as they finish, I'm gonna really repurchase other fragrances so that I get the fun out of other fragrances instead of repurchasing the same thing. The other fragrance that I forgot to mention, which clearly has, you know, a nice dent in there, is my Kayali Vanilla. And if you can see, the juice is so dark compared to when I first bought it, if you ever watched my Kayali fragrances. But this particular one has that now brown sugar color. I first thought it was like a purple color, but it's actually like a dark brown juice now. If you're not familiar with this fragrance, I've raved about it many times. It's a very sweet brown sugar vanilla. It mixes well with a lot of fragrances, obviously, because it's not super complex, but also it doesn't smell cheap or juvenile to me. So if you're looking for a simple, easy to wear, on me, it's very soft. I don't feel like it projects. I don't feel like it fills up the room or anything, but I do think it's nice for an intimate scent. I do think someone hugging you, it would smell as though that's just how you naturally smell, as though you sweat vanilla. So I really enjoy this fragrance. And then there's my beloved Baccarat. I would say the dent on that is pretty good as well. I have been loving this in the summer. I've been getting compliments every time I wear this. I was in a nail shop once, and the guy was in the nail shop at first. He came out to get cash, and when he came back, he said my perfume filled the whole room, because I was the only person in there other than the person that was doing my feet and my nails. Obviously it was me. Yeah, I really been loving this. I've worn it to work before, and I've heard the person from downstairs say, "Is Navadine here?" And then I overheard them, so I spoke through the window and I said, "Why?" And he said, "I can smell you." And I just thought that was pretty cool, because he was outside downstairs, but I was gonna make my way downstairs, so I opened the door from upstairs, and it was very windy that day, so maybe it really traveled, but he said, "I can smell you." So even though this fragrance is pretty pricey, I would say it's worth the price, because it projects, it fills a room, and it lasts long. I've described this fragrance as smelling pretty airy, but it's not like Burberry Her to me. It's not fruity leaning. The only way you'd probably get that is if you mix it with its oil. The Baccarat oil smells more fruity leaning to me. It does have a little tinge in it sometimes that can even remind me of gasoline or something of that nature, like slightly to my nose, and I think that's the saffron. But once you get over that, it's really nice, and I think it's perfect all year round, but I would prefer wearing the extrait version in the winter and autumn time. But this one does what it's supposed to do for the price point that it's given. Even though it's loud, it doesn't hurt my head. I've never heard anyone say it's headache inducing either. It's pricey, but it does what it's supposed to do for that price point. I'd also like to say that this one, though you can't really smell it on yourself after a while, it's been said, of course, that many people still smell it, and that is true. And it lingers on your clothes for days. You literally have to wash your clothes to get the smell out of it. The last fragrance, which is probably a shocker that it has the biggest dent in my collection, is Pink Sugar by Aquolina, and you can see I'm almost out of it because this is 100 ml, so I probably have about 30 ml left, give or take. Yeah, because 50 would be up there. I'm about a third of the way, I know I created this dent in a week, because I remember the week that I was wearing this to work all the time, and it projected. And let me tell you something, I was actually staying at my friend's house for that week, and I was in bed sleeping. I had come home already and she didn't know, and she had company over, so she was saying to the person, no, I need to ask Navadine what perfume she's wearing because I can still smell it, and she's been gone from morning, and it was like 6 p.m. in the night, and I had left 7 a.m. that morning for work. Even when I came in, I smelled it. I opened my bedroom door, I smelled it like in the passage, the hallway, and then in my bedroom. So I was like, I've never smelled it so strongly before. So maybe it just performs like much better in the summertime, or maybe it's just because it's gone a little bit darker. You can see how yellow it is, and when it comes it's more clear. It's been said that it's because the vanilla has aged, so it gets sweeter. But yeah, it's really nice, and I've gotten compliments from it at work, so I love it. But I've just put it down recently because I've been wearing some other fragrances. If you want to see the fragrances that I've been loving, that would have been in my previous video. I love it, and this definitely I would repurchase. And if you've watched many reviews and you've seen this in there, this is cotton candy heavy, this is strawberries, berries, this has got all the sweet stuff in there. But for me, it doesn't give me a sweet tooth. Like, it doesn't make me go, this is too sweet, and it gives me a headache. And a lot of people say that the licorice note bothers them, but I think the licorice note goes really well with it because it kind of cuts how sweet this perfume would be. It adds a little bit of bitterness to it, and I really like it. I don't eat licorice, I hate it, but in the perfume, smelling it, I really like it against the sweetness. So that's Pink Sugar by Aquolina. That's my last perfume, guys. I hope you stick around for other videos. I hope you loved this video. I put out videos on Wednesdays and Sundays. So, with all that being said, let's finish my tea so I can wrap this video up. Do not forget to check out the links down below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye.